Hey guys, welcome to Connecting the Dots, the channel where we follow the breadcrumbs and try to predict where disruptions will take us. After posting my previous video, which claimed that Cybertruck is the iPhone of pickup trucks, link below, I received tons of comments saying, I'm not even close. What the naysayers didn't realize, however, is that it's not the present I'm interested in, but the future. Right now, my analogy does seem dumb, because Cybertruck isn't that different from regular pickups, while smartphones do a million things that dumb phones can't. But smartphones have been here for a while Cybertruck is all new, and looking into the future, as we will do in this video, things will vastly change. When iPhone 1 just arrived, it didn't even have an app store, so looking at built-in apps like Safari and iPod, nobody could imagine that going forward it would spawn industries such as Uber, WhatsApp, Airbnb, Venmo, DoorDash, Robinhood, Tinder, Zoom, or even Candy Crush. None of these were on the horizon. You had to look much further for that. But looking further is what I do, and for this video I banded with the best forward thinker I know, a friend who's the CTO of an AI company, together to come up with future uses that nobody's expecting for Cybertruck. Many of these will be business ideas that you can explore, so whether you're a Cybertruck and Tesla fan, or just looking for ideas to start a business, this video is for you. To keep things both practical and forward-looking, we'll see use cases you could implement today, others that will only be possible once autonomous driving and humanoid robots arrive, and everything in between. Some will seem simple, and others like science fiction, but as preliminary analysis shows, they are all technologically feasible. If you like my videos, please smash the like button. It helps a lot if this happens early in the video. A huge shout out to my latest patrons, John S., John LPS, Kick, Leo S., and Kirby. Your support means a lot, and to all my patrons, you guys rock. To help me make this content and get patron-exclusive videos, come join me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Now buckle up and get ready, because we are about to see the disruption of many industries, and disruptions are never boring. 1. CyberRave. The iPhone revolutionized our lives not because it was a new kind of phone, but because it was also a handheld, networked computer with an excellent UI. These capabilities, as well as their synergies, enabled countless innovations that were hard to imagine when it was first launched. Similarly, Cybertruck's potential for disruption isn't because it's an electric on-road off-road truck, but because it is also a strong inference computer with networking capabilities, a large battery, a Wi-Fi hotspot, an HVAC system, and it will soon have autonomous driving. Add in potential broadband connectivity via Starlink and potential native communication with Optimus robots via Wi-Fi, and this plethora of capabilities provides a recipe for innovation that could absolutely dwarf even the iPhone's impact. To get a feel of what I mean, let's explore one such innovation which I call CyberRave. We'll dive deep into this one before exploring other possibilities. We all know that Cybertruck will likely function as a robo-taxi, and when Tesla introduced the Robovan in their We Robot event, people immediately saw its potential. Imagine partying inside Robovan as it drives you around. No driver needed. Once Robovan is out, it's just a matter of time before clubs start offering free shuttle rides to patrons. For you, the party starts right at your doorstep with no need to choose between drinking and driving. And for clubs, it's a great selling point, not to mention that your bar tab begins long before you even reach the club. But we already have party vans, and as big a disruption that self-driving is, we already know that. In this scenario, Robovan still performs like today's party vans, while I want a whole new thing, so let's change the setup and talk CyberRave. Imagine you're hanging with friends in the middle of nowhere. You meet other people and someone suggests a party. You go online, place an order, and a Cybertruck arrives carrying sound gear, DJ equipment, and lighting. It stops and a few people climb out. They unload large speakers and put them on stands. They erect a light bar above the Cybertruck's roof. They raise a DJ stand on the Cybertruck's bed. The DJ climbs onto the bed, gets behind the stand, and using Cybertruck as a stage, lets the party begin. And if people nearby prefer that you keep things quiet, no problem. The DJ hands headphones, and you have a silent disco using Cybertruck's Wi-Fi. If you own a Cybertruck and know how to DJ, you could start this business today. Even if you charge premium prices, it's a good bet you'll be booked months ahead. But before you do anything, let's check the numbers and see whether the CyberRave idea makes any sense. CyberRave feasibility. So is CyberRave feasible? Can Cybertruck really carry all this gear and power it as described? In this case, as in all others shown in this video, the answer is yes. You can take my word for it and jump to the next section or continue watching as I break down the numbers. While working on this video, we performed initial feasibility checks for every use case shown. To save time, this will be the only one I will show, but a link in the description will take you to several other of these checks, so you can follow the reasoning and see how the numbers make sense. The link will take you to my Patreon account, but I kept the feasibility checks publicly open. Feel free to dig in and check the feasibility of all the ideas you like. Digging into the CyberRave example, let's first consider dimensions. A proper DJ setup isn't small. If we're talking about a DJ controller and mixer, a couple of large speakers, amplifiers, a lighting rig with LED bars and a controller, and a foldable DJ stand, all of this gear adds up to about 400 pounds and takes up space. That's a lot of equipment to fit in a truck. Cybertruck can carry up to 2,500 pounds or 1,134 kilograms, so the equipment's weight is easily carried, along with the crew. But what about space? Cybertruck's bed is 51 inches wide and 72 inches long, and if you check our feasibility study in the link below, you will see that all the gear can be carried in the bed with a maximum stacking height of 30 inches. Although the tonneau cover will have to stay open, this height is perfectly acceptable for a pickup, so dimensions shouldn't be a problem. And for the show itself, putting the speakers on stands and the light bar above the roof would leave enough room in the bed for the DJ and their equipment, so when it comes to dimensions, everything fits. With dimensions and weight out of the way, let's check power and energy consumption. The sound gear and lighting require between 3 to 7 kilowatts of power. Luckily, the 240-volt outlet and two 110-volt outlets in Cybertruck's bed have a maximum draw of 11.5 kilowatts, so used intelligently, power shouldn't be a problem. But nobody wants the party to stop, so how about energy? Assuming 30% of the 123 kilowatt-hour battery is reserved for driving, this leaves 86 kilowatt-hours for powering the gear, which gives 12 to 27 hours of continuous partying. In other words, the CyberRave idea is very feasible, even today. Free your mind. This one is important. We have to stop thinking of current Teslas and future EVs as cars, and start thinking of them as digital creatures. Essentially, a strong computer which has truck-like mobility, camera feeds with inference and image detection, a large battery, HVAC, a GPS receiver, temperature sensors, accelerometers, an external speaker, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, broadband connectivity, a frunk, a cabin, and in Cybertruck's case also a compressor, configurable height, and an open bed that can be locked as a vault. I listed this grocery list because especially with digital creatures, realizing all the hardware and software at our disposal extends our horizons considerably. To push this through, consider smartphone cameras. iPhones originally included a camera to take pictures, selfies, and FaceTime calls. We all know phones, and we all know cameras, so through functional fixation, people initially treated smartphones as a phone with a camera, or sometimes a camera with a phone. A phone with a camera is fine for selfies and FaceTime, but it's only after people realized that smartphones are powerful networked computers connected to a phone and camera that things got interesting. Putting the smart in smartphone opened the door to numerous other uses for the camera, such as heart rate measurement, respiratory rate tracking, blood pressure and oxygen level measurements, document scanning, augmented reality, video calls, size measurements, face recognition, barcode and QR code scanning, skin mole analysis, road sign translation, picture search, and more. Cybertruck and other Teslas are the forerunners of an upcoming breed of vehicles, smart cars or digital EVs. We all know trucks, so we treat Cybertruck accordingly. But if we lose the fixation and start treating it as a computer on wheels that controls all the assets I previously listed, the possibilities are endless. I'm stressing the point because this fixation even hit us when we made this video. In the CyberRave scenario, we tried showing that Cybertruck isn't just a traditional truck that brings the gear and crew to where they're needed. It is also a generator that powers the gear and the lighting, a telecom hub for downloading music and videos, a Wi-Fi hotspot for the laptop and headphones, and so on. So that's cool, but when preparing the video for narration, I suddenly realized I have a long way to go before fully opening my mind. Everything we showed could be done with an F-150 Lightning, which is a great EV but not what I'd call a smart car, and fully treating Cybertruck as a smart device raises possibilities which the Lightning simply cannot do. For example, remember the party lighting? Both Cybertruck and the F-150 Lightning can power the light bar, but Cybertruck can be the light bar using its light show feature. A future app could use the camera's Sentry mode-like to snap pictures and clips of people dancing and upload them to the Rave's secure server for partygoers to download. Digging deeper will show other uses. The main point of this video isn't to give specific use cases, but to show a new way of thinking. I don't really expect you to open a laundromat service, as seen in the Cybromat use case, but I do want you to realize that self-driving and energy storage can make even crazy ideas come true. I don't expect you to open a pothole detection service as in the CyberFix use case, but I do want you to realize that a self-driving car with cameras and inference opens additional doors. A link in the description will open a spreadsheet with over 80 use cases, and while it's possible that you'll find one that fits you, it's your own thinking, as well as that of Tesla and other engineers, that will turn Cybertruck and future smart cars into disruption machines that will change our world. I'm highly optimistic about the future, but always remind myself that only the paranoid survive. And with AI, the opportunities and dangers are greater than ever before. When the New York Times checked how cell phones track us, the results were shocking. Tracking data was always anonymous, but large language models have now made it easy to cross-correlate databases and pinpoint by name which phone user is you, me, or our loved ones, and see where we are at any time. Checking by name, the Times found detailed records showing when people went to school, the doctor, the gym, Weight Watchers, an ex-boyfriend, hiking, the airport, and more. They even showed how long people stayed at each place. These records are sold by data brokers to other brokers, health insurance companies, lenders, scammers, and whoever will pay. They even appear on people search sites, sometimes for free, paid by ads. Beyond privacy, it's a virtual goldmine for identity thieves. The law lets you have your data erased, but when I tried, it was endless, taking too much time for too few results. That's why I started using Incogni, the sponsor of this video. They automatically contact hundreds of brokers to force them to delete your information. I use their annual plan, which continuously keeps removing my data as new records appear. Since using Incogni, I've had fewer spam calls and junk mail, and I feel safer knowing my info isn't out there for anyone to get. In just the last few months, Incogni got over 100 brokers to erase my personal data, often stopping them from collecting more in the future. If you value your privacy and safety, I highly recommend trying Incogni. Use my code CTDOTS at the link below, incogni.com/CTDOTS, to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Don't wait until someone uses your data. Check out Incogni and take control of your personal data today. 2. Robo Rave. While CyberRave can be started today, the convergence of two technologies, autonomous driving and humanoid robots, means that just 3 to 5 years from now, it would be completely disrupted by what I call Robo Rave. Imagine the same scenario as before, only this time the car drives itself, and the crew consists of Optimus humanoid robots. Imagine Optimus standing tall on the bed, taking song requests, and rocking the DJ gear as the party picks up pace. Technically speaking, there are a lot of redundancies here. With wireless interfaces, Optimus doesn't need to use a mixer built for humans, and in fact, who needs a DJ when Spotify can manage the playlist, right? But looks matter, and for the cool factor alone, Optimus DJing from Cybertruck's bed should be a huge hit. 'Cause tonight, Bot is a DJ. Just like with CyberRave, Cybertruck is a truck that brings the gear and robots to where they're needed. It is a generator that powers the gear and the lighting. It's a telecom hub for downloading music and videos, and a Wi-Fi hotspot for the laptop and headphones. But for Robo Rave, the truck is also the driver that drives everything to the venue, and a communications hub, which enables Optimus to connect with the gear. Add in Starlink, and the truck will have wireless broadband in the middle of nowhere. To increase revenues, you could build a bar on a trailer and tow it behind. As one Optimus plays DJ, another could tend the bar and serve drinks. And once Robovan is out, you could use it to replace Cybertruck, or bring them both for a 2-vehicle punch. Let's talk timelines. What sets Robo Rave apart from CyberRave are self-driving and humanoids. So let's check the feasibility of these. Until self-driving arrives, you will need a driver. But after it arrives, you'll be able to unleash the car to do gigs wherever it can drive itself. I'm recording this before the Q3 earnings call, And although I believe that Tesla's timeline of starting limited deployments next year will come true this time, with no new data from Tesla about accident rates, my guess on when self-driving arrives is as good as yours. But let's talk Optimus. Will Tesla's Optimus robot really be able to DJ by the time they start publicly selling it? The short answer is yes, and the long answer is also a resounding yes, but deserves a separate video. Until then, consider the following points. First, before Tesla starts selling Optimus to retail buyers, I expect them to first use it themselves, then use it in Elon's other companies, and then lease it to other large companies for use in factories and warehouses. Retail sales should start after that. They could decide otherwise for reasons such as data collection, but for revenue-maximizing reasons as well as lowering risks, hassles, and customer support, large business buyers are the way to go, and retail sales will have to wait until production really takes off, something like 3 to 5 years. Second, but how much progress can be made in 3 years? Let's look back. 3 years ago, all Tesla had was a dancer in a costume, and now they have a robot that can walk while navigating its surroundings, climb stairs, serve drinks, and do some work. Extrapolating this progress 3 years into the future gives far more than just DJing. Third, if you think the progress in the last 3 years was amazing, you ain't seen nothing yet. Progress is exponential, so the next 3 years will bring far more progress than we saw till now. I always refer to this graph from Tim Urban's Wait But Why. As this graph shows, it takes a very long time to get AI to do monkey tricks, but once this is achieved, only a short time is needed before we're at superhuman abilities. Optimus can already do more than just monkey tricks, so doing DJ work is not far away. And finally, the friend I discussed this video with, who's the CTO of an AI company, approves this message. Some of you know my friend from the videos I made about Optimus. Just 2 days after Tesla's first AI day, she posted on Facebook that A. Tesla will be flooded with AI job applications. B. They will hire truly exceptional AI designers. C. It would take them 2 to 3 years to get to a working robot. And D. With time, they will become CHOAM, the biggest company in the universe. She even put her money where her mouth is, and although not previously invested in Tesla, she sold her car, scratched her plans to buy a house, and put everything she has on Tesla. And this means everything. She is all in. And half a year after that first AI day, still before Tesla showed any progress, my friend said that Optimus is inevitable, a done deal, and she showed me why it is so. She said that Tesla will start with a model using off-the-shelf actuators, what Tesla later revealed as Bumblebee, before making one using their own. And finally, she predicted that the first robots should be training at Fremont by the end of last year. So far, she hasn't missed a beat, and she's still buying stock, because once the technology erupts, the stock is bound to follow. So by her, there is no question whatsoever regarding DJing. That part should be easy. 3. Cybromat. Now let's look at something completely different. A complete monstrosity, if you ask me. But the thing is, it works. The concept is simple. Bring the laundromat to where people need it. Whether it's a remote work site, a camping ground, or a neighborhood that lost power due to a natural disaster, Cybertruck can bring washing and drying capabilities right to your doorstep. There are 2 ways to approach this. The simplest is using just the Cybertruck, which works but has limitations. A better approach is adding a trailer, which offers more capacity and flexibility. Let's check both options. Starting with the solo setup, fitting commercial-grade washers and dryers in Cybertruck's bed is our first challenge. The machines can't fit side by side in the 51-inch wide bed, but arranging them one behind the other works perfectly. They need 60 inches of the bed's 73-inch length, leaving about 13 inches for connections and access. But washing machines need water, lots of it. With 30 gallons per load and wanting to handle at least 5 loads before replenishing, we need 2 150-gallon tanks, one for clean water and another for wastewater. These won't fit in the bed alongside the machines, but Cybertruck's cabin comes to our rescue. The space behind the front seats, with rear seats folded, offers 54 cubic feet, more than enough room for 2 custom-made tanks. With the tanks in the cabin and machines in the bed, everything fits while staying well under Cybertruck's weight limits, even with a driver, or rather Optimus, on board. Self-driving is key here, because the cost of a human driver would price this service too high to be viable. but using self-driving and Optimus should drive this expense out. There's enough power to run both washer and dryer simultaneously, and with 70% of the battery dedicated to laundry operations, keeping 30% for driving, we can do about 20 loads before needing to charge. However, water becomes our limiting factor. We're restricted to just 5 loads before needing to empty the wastewater and refill the clean water tank. That's where the trailer setup shines. Adding a trailer not only keeps the rear seats usable, but it lets us think bigger. We can now carry 450 gallons of water, enough for 15 loads before needing a refill. The extra space also means we can install 2 washers and 2 dryers, doubling the throughput. Cybertruck has enough power to run them all simultaneously, and even with 15 loads, we're only using about half of the available battery capacity. Think about the possibilities. You could serve campsites where traditional laundromats are miles away, or partner with disaster relief organizations to provide emergency laundry services after hurricanes or floods. Construction sites, film sets, outdoor events, anywhere people need clean clothes but can't access traditional facilities. The business model is flexible too. You could operate on a scheduled route, hitting the same locations weekly, or provide on-demand service through an app. And since the setup can run indefinitely while plugged in and connected to water and drainage, you could even set up semi-permanent installations at locations that need temporary laundry facilities. Cybromat can be done today, but to become financially viable, it requires self-driving and probably also Optimus, say 3 to 5 years from now. But enough about laundry. Let's look farther ahead and turn Cybertruck into an all-in-one mobile search and rescue squad. 4. Robo Raid. We've all seen those heartbreaking scenes. A child goes missing in the wilderness, and search teams deploy dozens of vehicles and hundreds of volunteers. They form long lines and methodically sweep through fields and forests, often in challenging weather or darkness, racing against time. Now imagine this. An autonomous Cybertruck arrives at the scene carrying up to 20 Optimus robots and several drones. As soon as it stops, the rear opens and the robots efficiently deploy, forming a precise search line. Drones launch from the bed and take to the sky, their cameras providing an aerial perspective. The entire squad begins moving in perfect coordination, with Cybertruck acting as the command center. This isn't just a truck anymore. It's the coordinator of a complex search operation. It maintains constant communication with drones and nearby robots, processing their visual feeds in real time and relaying the data to rescue coordinators. If communication with robots is via Wi-Fi, those outside the range communicate via nearby robots that are. Thermal cameras on the drones spot heat signatures in the darkness, while Optimus robots push through dense brush, scale difficult terrain, move boulders and logs, and even assist in medical emergencies once someone is found. The robots never tire, never lose focus, and can operate in conditions too dangerous for human searchers. They can wade through floodwaters, navigate in zero visibility, and even enter areas with hazardous materials. Each robot sees through multiple cameras and sensors, effectively giving us hundreds of pairs of eyes scanning simultaneously, all coordinated through Cybertruck's powerful computer. Sounds like science fiction, right? The thing is, I'd be very surprised if this doesn't become reality within 6 to 10 years, possibly a bit sooner. We've already seen how quickly Optimus is evolving, and drone technology improves almost monthly. The key components, autonomous vehicles, humanoid robots, drone swarms, and real-time data processing, are all advancing rapidly. Cybertruck's role as a mobile command center, power source, and communications hub makes it the perfect platform to bring these technologies together. When minutes can mean the difference between life and death, having a self-deploying search team that can arrive and begin operations immediately without waiting for volunteers to assemble could be revolutionary. And that's just one more way Cybertruck might help save lives in the future. But if that's too far off for you, let's move to the here and now again. 5. Cybercafe. And now for something that already exists. I always end my videos inviting you to follow me on X, where I am connecting dots, and this next use case was DM'd to me there by Steve R. Hastings, Steve Halangri on X. Steve showed me how a company called Moonwake Coffee Roasters is already disrupting the mobile coffee business with Cybertruck. The concept is brilliantly simple. Mount a commercial espresso machine in the bed, plug it into Cybertruck's 240-volt outlet, and you've got a mobile cafe ready to serve premium coffee at farmers markets and events. No noisy generators, no diesel fumes, just pure coffee-making power from Cybertruck's massive battery. What makes this special isn't just the novelty factor, though the striking appearance of a coffee bar in Cybertruck's bed certainly draws crowds. It's how the truck solves real problems in the mobile coffee business. Traditional setups need multiple batteries or generators, creating noise that makes customer interaction difficult. Food trucks create a barrier between barista and customer. Cybertruck provides clean, silent power while keeping the experience open and engaging. With 123 kilowatt-hours of battery capacity, 10 times what typical mobile setups use, the truck can power a commercial espresso machine for up to 30 hours of service. That's potentially over 1,000 cappuccinos before needing a recharge. The adjustable air suspension lets them set the perfect working height, and the powered tonneau cover protects the equipment when not in use. This is a perfect example of Cybertruck enabling new business models through its unique combination of features. But more than that, it shows how innovation often comes from seeing possibilities others miss. Because who would have thought a steel triangle on wheels would make the perfect mobile cafe? 6. Cyber Cafe V2. I called the previous idea Cyber Cafe, but that name actually has a different meaning. Originally, cyber cafes were places that provided computers with internet access, especially popular in areas where home internet wasn't common. While this business model has largely disappeared in developed countries, there are still many places worldwide where internet access is limited or non-existent. So here's a thought. Why not bring back the cyber cafe concept, but make it mobile? Outfit a Cybertruck with Starlink's high-speed internet and either mount workstations in the bed or tow a trailer fitted with PCs. Set it to drive autonomously to areas with poor connectivity, and you've got a mobile digital hub that could serve remote communities, disaster areas, or anywhere people need reliable internet access. Think about the possibilities. Students could access online courses, remote workers could join virtual meetings, and communities could stay connected during emergencies. With Optimus robots handling setup and customer service, one truck could serve multiple locations each day. Going back to coffee, if you liked how simple and effective the espresso machine idea was, you're going to love our next concept. Let's talk about 7. Cyber Arcade. Simply put, keep your espresso machine at home and mount a racing simulator, complete with racing seat, wheel, and pedals on Cybertruck's bed. Drive it to birthday parties and watch kids' faces light up as they climb onto the bed to work the race simulator and enter the cab to play arcade games, controlling the game with steering wheel and pedals without turning the truck's wheels. Why stop there? With Starlink's low-latency broadband connection, this mobile gaming rig could host serious esports sessions anywhere. Imagine gaming parties in remote locations, or even desert LAN parties where players compete against others worldwide while seating in a Cybertruck's bed. The 240V power outlet easily handles gaming PCs and displays, while the massive battery ensures hours of uninterrupted play. The Cyber Arcade could be the ultimate mobile gaming experience. But if gaming isn't your thing, wait until you hear our next idea. 8. Cyber Pizza. 5 years ago, shortly after Cybertruck was first revealed, while teaching her 18-year-old sister entrepreneurial thinking, my friend gave her an interesting challenge. Design a business around Cybertruck, and if it makes sense, I'll get you the truck. The teenager came up with a fully autonomous pizza delivery service that could start small, but potentially revolutionize food delivery. Her concept was simple. She designed temperature-controlled dispensing units to be mounted in Cybertruck's bed. The truck would pick up multiple orders from a pizzeria and deliver them efficiently along optimized routes. When Cybertruck arrives, customers walk to the curb, and only their specific compartment opens to retrieve their order. Clean, simple, no human interaction needed, and you don't even need to leave a tip. The engineering was well thought out. The system had separate hot and cold zones for pizzas and drinks, robust thermal insulation to maintain food temperature during multi-stop routes, and secure authentication to ensure customers can only access their orders. But my friend's sister didn't stop there. Building on that idea, she envisioned pizza hailing. Cybertrucks loaded with popular pizza options could cruise nightlife districts or park there in designated spots. People could hail a truck like a taxi, pay via app or card, and choose from a limited menu, getting instant gratification for their pizza crave. In this scenario, Cybertruck isn't really a truck, but a mobile vending machine, returning to base for refills before roaming the streets again. This solves a major problem with traditional pizza vending machines. Usually, you either load them with many pizzas and waste those that expire, or only stock small batches, which requires human employees to constantly drive between the pizza shop and machines for refills. Both options are very wasteful, but a self-driving vending machine can drive itself to the pizza shop and back, optimize restocking based on many variables, and always have fresh pizza for sale. The mobile vending machine could even change locations throughout the day, moving between nightlife districts and business districts based on demand expectations. This was a perfect case study for entrepreneurship, as it introduced my friend's sister to managing timelines, risks, and regulations. That last part is important, because as Tesla knows all too well from Giga Berlin, German regulations are like a black hole, a place where time stands still, and anything pulled into its gravity field is doomed. With tons of food vending regulations as well as uncertain timelines for both Cybertruck's European launch and autonomous driving approval, my friend's sister dropped the idea and started another small business. Good for her, because 5 years have passed and both Cybertruck and autonomous driving are not yet available in Europe. But Cybertruck is available in America, and self-driving is around the corner. The Cyber Pizza concept demonstrates how autonomous driving could revolutionize not just delivery, but entire business models. And since timelines have clarified, in some American states planning such a business is not out of the question. Timeline should be 2 to 5 years, depending on region. And if all this talk about pizza made you hungry, let's move to 9. Tesla Eats. While Cyber Pizza shows what's possible with autonomous driving, adding Optimus to the mix opens up greater possibilities. If Tesla tackles food delivery with autonomous cars doing the driving and Optimus robots handling restaurant pickup and curb-to-doorstep delivery, this could crush Uber Eats. The engineering advantages are compelling. Cybertruck's bed can accommodate multiple compartments for parallel deliveries. Its massive battery could power temperature-controlled storage for the food, and Optimus could handle final delivery to your door. The high-powered computer manages route optimization and delivery scheduling, while Starlink enables real-time fleet coordination. Think beyond just food delivery. The same infrastructure could revolutionize local logistics. Autonomous Cybertrucks and Optimus robots could deliver anything from groceries to packages, operating 24/7 without breaks or overtime. By eliminating human drivers, the service becomes more reliable, efficient, and ultimately cheaper for consumers. This isn't just disrupting the gig economy. It's creating an entirely new delivery paradigm. No more cold food from drivers juggling multiple orders. No more delivery windows missed due to traffic or driver shortages. No more parking hassles in busy areas. Just efficient, predictable delivery with food arriving at the right temperature. The future of getting things from point A to point B will look very different from today's human-centered approach. And Tesla is perfectly positioned to lead this revolution with their unique combination of autonomous vehicles and humanoid robots. 10. Robo Centurion. Remember our Robo Raid example, where a Cybertruck led a search team of 20 Optimus robots, some in the cabin, others standing in the bed? That was impressive, but add a trailer and the numbers become truly staggering. A single Cybertruck with trailer could transport around 92 robots to a work site. And yes, the numbers work out. Almost 100 robots with a single Cybertruck. Now imagine this scene. It's dawn at a construction site. A Cybertruck appears on the horizon, towing a long trailer. As it gets closer, you notice something unusual. Robots are standing in the bed, wearing cowboy hats, and as they arrive, wait, did that robot just yell, "Yee-haw"? The truck stops, and what happens next is mesmerizing. The trailer doors open and robots start pouring out. Not a few, not a dozen, but almost 100 Optimus robots, efficiently organizing themselves into work teams. Some grab tools that plug directly into Cybertruck's power outlets. Others set up equipment or begin their assigned tasks. No human drivers, no human operators. Just a self-driving pickup truck delivering its Robo Centurion. 100-strong workforce ready to tackle any job. For the first few years, human foremen might oversee operations and provide instructions, but eventually even that won't be necessary. Think about the implications. A single pickup truck bringing enough robotic workers to accomplish what would normally require rotating shifts of human crews. No breaks needed except for charging, which is done as a clean changing of shifts where a depleted robot is replaced with an identical charged one continuing from exactly where the previous one left. just continuous work with rotation for charging until the job is done. Then the robots pack up, board their transport, and move on to the next site. This isn't just disrupting construction or labor markets, it's completely redefining how we think about workforce deployment. The future of getting work done will look very different with Cybertruck Robo Centurions sharing our world. 11. CyberRave. When disaster strikes, the first 72 hours are crucial. But often, relief efforts are hampered by damaged infrastructure, blocked roads, and communications blackouts. This is where Cybertruck could transform disaster response, with capabilities that scale from basic relief to full robotic deployment. Even without robots, an autonomous Cybertruck could drive itself into disaster zones, navigating through debris-strewn roads that conventional vehicles can't handle. Its stainless steel body shrugs off falling branches and debris, while its adaptive air suspension helps it traverse damaged roads or ford flooded areas. While other trucks might match its off-road capability, Cybertruck has a unique advantage. It can attempt dangerous crossings, like flooded streams, without risking human lives. In areas with nuclear radiation or other lethal hazards, where human drivers simply can't go, an autonomous Cybertruck can still deliver vital supplies. The truck becomes a mobile command center. Its massive battery powers critical equipment and medical devices. Its Starlink connection provides emergency communications when cell networks are down. And its bed can carry essential supplies, water, food, medical equipment, or even a mobile medical unit. But that's just the beginning. Add Optimus robots to the equation, and the possibilities explode. A single Cybertruck can bring 20 robots ready to assist, clearing roads, searching buildings, delivering supplies, or providing basic medical care. If conditions allow for a trailer, that number jumps to almost 100 robots, transforming the scale of the response. Imagine this scene. A hurricane has devastated a coastal town. Power is out, roads are blocked, and emergency services are overwhelmed. A convoy of Cybertrucks arrives autonomously, each carrying its Robo Centurion crew. While some robots clear debris and establish access routes, others set up emergency shelters and medical stations. Still others handle supply distribution or conduct search operations in damaged buildings. The truck's batteries power emergency equipment while their Starlink connections coordinate the response. Robots work tirelessly through darkness and dangerous conditions, stabilizing the situation until traditional emergency services can arrive. No human responders risked, no delays waiting for roads to clear, no limitations from worker fatigue or darkness, just immediate, scalable help precisely where it's needed. This isn't science fiction. It's the logical combination of technologies Tesla is already developing. Autonomous driving, robust vehicle design, high-capacity batteries, satellite communications, and adaptable humanoid robots. Together, they could revolutionize disaster response, providing hope and help when traditional methods fall short. In disaster zones, every minute counts. CyberRave could deliver help faster, safer, and more effectively than possible ever before. 12. Lightning Round. There are endless potential uses, and we've barely skimmed the surface, so let's do a lightning round and run through a few more. Cyber Farmer. As we saw in the first video, Electric Cyber Farmer used his Cybertruck to power industrial fridge and freezers on his farm. Saving dairy and meat from going bad in a power outage is not something a typical truck can do. It's a new capability which only EV trucks bring to the table. Cybergrid. Speaking of power, unlike generators, Cybertruck could be used to support the grid and take part in a virtual power plant. During peak sunlight hours, the grid needs to shed excess energy, and that is when dormant Cybertrucks will charge at low energy costs, and potentially even get paid to do so. During peak demand, the trucks can feed it back to the grid to prevent power outages. Normally this supports the grid while generating a nice income stream, but in disaster areas, this intelligent energy management could mean the difference between life and death, with trucks coordinating to optimize power distribution where it's needed most. Robo Flix. Want entertainment? Picture a mobile theater, similar to CyberRave, but instead of music gear, you're carrying a high-powered projector and a deployable screen. Drive to any scenic location, set up the screen, and suddenly you've got an outdoor cinema under the stars. Cyberfix. Cities will love this one. As Cybertrucks autonomously drive around town, their cameras and sensors can identify potholes, broken streetlights, or damaged signs. Once problems are logged, a truck carrying Optimus robots could quickly deploy to fix them. Even better, Every Tesla on the road could potentially help spot issues, creating a citywide maintenance detection network. CyberGym. For fitness enthusiasts, imagine CyberGym. Hook up a trailer filled with exercise equipment, and you've got a mobile fitness center. Drive to parks, beaches, or corporate locations, offering outdoor workout classes with a view. Once Optimus arrives, robot personal trainers could provide form corrections and spotting. WildWatch. Wildlife researchers could use Cybertruck for non-intrusive observation. Its silent operation and long range make it perfect for monitoring animals in their natural habitat. Add thermal cameras and AI-powered recognition, and you've got a mobile research station that can track migration patterns and population numbers without disturbing the ecosystem. CyberPure. In disaster zones, mobile water purification could be life-saving. Using Cybertruck's power system to run purification equipment, you could provide clean drinking water wherever it's needed. The truck's ability to wade through deep water adds another layer of utility during flood response. Xplorer. And for the ultimate moonshot, or rather Mars shot, picture Cybertruck as a space exploration platform. An autonomous truck carrying Optimus robots could explore the Martian surface, with the robots handling maintenance, sample collection, and equipment setup. Moreover, robots doing the groundwork for a Mars colony could use Cybertruck to travel between sites. The truck's rugged exoskeleton and powerful combustion-free drivetrain seem almost purpose-built for extraterrestrial adventure. Each of these ideas could spawn entire businesses or research programs. But more importantly, they show how Cybertruck isn't just another pickup. It's a platform for innovation, limited only by our imagination. 13. Breaking boundaries. While working on this video, we identified over 80 potential use cases for Cybertruck. That's far too many for a single video, so we sampled a few of them, and I've put a link in the description to a spreadsheet listing all of them. The link also leads to a file with detailed feasibility studies for all cases we saw here. The list of Cybertruck use cases and the feasibility studies are hosted on my Patreon, but they're open to everyone, so feel free to take a look. I believe in sharing knowledge, especially when it could spark innovation and discussion and possibly inspire new businesses that will make our world better. As an engineer, I'm fascinated by how we're approaching a convergence of technologies that will reshape our world. Cybertruck isn't just a vehicle. It's also a mobile power plant, a computing platform, and a communications hub, and soon it will be its own driver and an autonomous robots carrier. The only real limits are the laws of physics, and even these aren't as constraining as we previously thought. So which industries do you think Cybertruck and autonomous driving will disrupt first? Will the change be abrupt, or will it be slow and gradual? Let me know in the comments below or on my pinned thread on X. I love hearing new ideas and opinions, so let's discuss and grow. If you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Consider supporting me on patreon.com/connectingodots for as little as $1 a month. You'll get ad-free access to all my videos, plus an exclusive monthly patron-only video. Your support makes these videos possible, so please click the link below. Don't forget to visit incogni.com/ctdots to avoid identity theft and scams, with 60% off the annual plan. For daily insights, follow me on X at x.com/connectingodots. Until next time, I am connecting the dots, and you are amazing.